So, this is a very, very, very idiotic take. And I don't know the best way to put it other than just playing the audio and letting you guys hear it. So, let's get right into it.
Say this, but this is the reality. Going to the Super Bowl might have been the worst thing for the Bengals because it gave them false hope. They went there and now they think they can duplicate that same success without making changes or investing to other parts of this football team. They went to the Super Bowl. What was their problem? Their offensive line was horrific.
Yeah.
Okay, they invested
sacked over 70-something times.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They invested in the offensive line for 1 year. 1 year, and then it was completely dismantled. The defense completely fell apart. They have completely mismanaged Jesse Bates, and now Trey Hendrickson, your two stars of that side of the ball, of the defensive side of the team. To let Trey Hendrickson walk without any sort of trade value.
Well, if you're
All right, so that's a snippet right there. So let's get right into it. So she's not wrong for the context of they now use the Super Bowl method of how we got there as a crutch and to never try to improve and always try to say, well, we got there, using this method and we're going to get there again. Here's where it gets idiotic. First off, it's not like they would have done anything different if we did not get to the Super Bowl. Okay, if anything, the Super Bowl put more of a limelight on the Bengals and the Bengals front office, where before it was always like, oh yeah, they're the Bengals, who cares? Like, they're not going anywhere. They suck, they're awful, right? The Super Bowl, kind of in a way, it put us on the map. It's why we see today them talking about us on ESPN right here. It's why they always love to trash us and go at us, right? It's because we got there. If we don't get to the Super Bowl, none of this is even talked about, and it's just the same old Bengals. But I feel like since we got to the Super Bowl, not saying every change has been great, there has been some positive changes, though. There has been some things where I feel like the front office has gone above and beyond to as above and beyond as the front office can go, let's be honest. But that's not a high bar. But I feel like, things that they wouldn't have done in the past, they did. And they have done because of that Super Bowl. It gave the Bengals that, oh, wait, we can do this type mentality. And it also shows that, yeah, you want to be successful, you want to build around Joe Burrow, and if you don't, you're going to get public backlash. So it also gave the fans something to be hopeful for, right? Obviously, listen, we got to the Super Bowl, then we go back, and we go back to the AFC Championship game. And if it wasn't for some absolute horse crap calls, we would have been back in the Super Bowl that same year. Now, again, I don't take away the fact that the Bengals front office uses that Super Bowl as an absolute crutch on so many different things. But to say us going to the Super Bowl is what ruined us, I completely disagree with that, buddy. Bud, I completely disagree with that. That Super Bowl, if anything, was one of the best things for us. It made the front office, Zach Taylor included, have to be a tad bit more accountable. I say a tad because they're not really that accountable, but they are to a certain degree. If we don't go to the Super Bowl, Jamar Chase and T. Higgins are not on this team right now. We probably let them go in free agency. If we don't go to the Super Bowl, this offensive line this upcoming season, probably not as good as it is right now. The problem is with the front office, and it's always been my biggest issue, they are okay with running this machine or a team or a business, as they would like to call it, as minimum as possible, make as much profit as possible, and not have to spend any money at all. That's their goal. The Bengals front office doesn't want to put in the effort, time, and management to fix the problems. The issue with that is, Bengals fans, we will voice our opinions. We will say what we want to say. And we are going to hold their butts accountable and hold their butts to the fire. So because of that, the Bengals front office has to kind of do more and more things, right? Then you also had the Hamilton County with the whole contract lease and whether or not the Bengals were going to get the contract lease or not. Were they going to be able to, how much would the taxpayers actually pay for everything, right? That all came down to, hey, we went to the Super Bowl. Now people are more willing to, support you as a team. When you go to the Super Bowl, you're now going to be a lot more supported than if you just keep on keeping on with really piss poor nothingness. Okay, once you go to the Super Bowl, now it's like, okay, this is for real. This is not just a dumpster fire team. This is actually a team that could do something. So, I disagree with that, man. I really do. I think that this is an idiotic take, but I don't think she's wrong with the take of it did give the Bengals a crutch. And that's why we see Zach Taylor still as a coach. If we didn't go to the Super Bowl, Zach Taylor would have been fired. 100%. If we didn't go to the Super Bowl, Duke Tobin would have still been our GM. Katie Blackburn would have still been our, whatever the fluff. Team president. She would have still been in power if we didn't go to the Super Bowl. But Zach Taylor probably would have been fired. He probably would have been fired at the end of the day. And, yeah, maybe we would have gotten a better coach, or we would have gotten Jason Garrett or Mike McCarthy. Again, we're playing the what-if game a million different times here. I never even thought of this as a negative thing, us going to the Super Bowl. I always see it as it created an expectations from fans that held the front office's butt to the fire. It showed that we can do this. It's just we need to overcome the biggest obstacle, and that is the Bengals front office. Right? The Bengals front office is our biggest issue now. Before it was like, okay, maybe it's here or there, whatever. Now it's the front office. And it's front office getting the right defensive talent, getting the correct scouts in there to actually get the job done, putting the right head coach into power, giving the correct GM, right? All these things. These aren't yes, obviously, listen, I'm not going to disagree with this at all. We definitely have had a player problem the last couple of years on defense. Don't get me wrong, 100% since the Super Bowl. That hasn't 100% been on the front office, 100%, because at the end of the day, those guys just didn't work out. But who is getting those guys? That's why I said 100%. The front office. Who is scouting those guys that don't work out? The front office. Who's drafting them? Duke Tobin, Katie Blackburn, Zach Taylor. So it all works in unison. The front office, the NFL team, it's a cog system. And if the players aren't working, a lot of times because the players are not the correct players, because, you guessed it, the front office. So, I think it's idiotic. That's pretty much what I'll say at the end of the day. Now, don't be wrong. I know 100% they're going to absolutely trash us no matter what. I mean, listen, it's ESPN, bro. It's ESPN. Is this ESPN First Take? No, right? It's Fox. Never mind, not ESPN. First Take is Fox, I believe. It might be ESPN. I don't know. I don't watch any of this crap. I really don't. Because this is why I don't watch it. Because it's stupid. It's stupid stuff. And I truly mean that and believe that. It's just idiotic comments and takeaways. I just don't get it. But, no. Us going to the Super Bowl was probably the best thing for us. Yeah, anyway, I'm repeating myself. Guys, point of the matter is, go Mets. Guys, shout out to our members of the channel. If you'd like to go ahead and become a member down below, join icon. You do get custom emotes, custom badges, and adds to all the end of my videos and descriptions as well. I'll see you guys in the next one. Doses.